Welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. Thank you so much for being here with us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You may use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You don't need to wait until a certain institution is presenting to ask your questions. If you have questions for any of our presenters at any time today, go ahead and use that Q&A function. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you today. This is one of many different sessions happening. We have another session after today's event, and so please check out those if you are interested. But also, this presentation and all of the sessions are being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Now, for the most important part of today's event, I'm going to turn it over to our presenters, and we're going to kick it off today with the University of Utah. Whenever you're ready.
Wonderful, thank you, Jeannie. Yes, as she said, I'm with the University of Utah. My name is Ryan Copeland, and I'm a senior admissions counselor here at what we call the U, because of the big U. So anyway, with that being said, a few things about us. We are a global campus. We are located primarily in Salt Lake City, Utah. We have 24,000 undergraduate students. Despite that large number, we still maintain a 17-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, with our average class size being around 23 students. We are the state's top research institution. We've recently joined the Association of American Universities, one of 65 or so institutions in the country. And we have over 150 academic programs, majors and minors that you may find interesting. We are a full-fledged college city. So not only are we close to downtown Salt Lake City, which you see in the bottom right-hand picture there, but we're also located 30 to 45 minutes from 7 world-class ski resorts within a day's drive of all of Utah's national parks and monuments. And we literally have a mountain range out the back door of our on-campus housing. As you can see from this map, we are pretty close to most major cities. And so it's pretty easy to get there by car. If you've heard of Park City, home of the Sundance Film Festival, we're also 35 minutes away from there, and a lot of the other ski resorts and national parks that I previously talked about. With over 150 different academic programs in 18 different colleges, University of Utah does a pretty good job kind of getting all the majors fit in there that you would like to study. Our School of Business offers everything from accounting to entrepreneurship programs, all the way to operations and supply chains. Our entrepreneurship program, for example, is ranked top 10 in the country. And if you go on to get your Master's of Business Administration, that program itself is located within, or ranked in the top 20 programs in the country as well. Within our School of Computing, we also have one of the top video game design programs in the country. And we also have 13 different engineering majors here at the University of Utah, in addition to all of that. And in addition to all that, we work with world-class faculty, including Dr. Gregory Hines. As you can see here in the picture, he's developing a prosthetic for amputees in order for them to use their prosthetics like real human arms and so forth. Lasan Studios is also part of the School of Business. They are responsible for helping launch companies, and not only that, but this is also a place where you can live on campus. It's a big maker space and a maker area. So it's a really cool space that our students love to visit. That picture in the top middle there, that's our newest residence hall on campus. It's called Collard Village. It offers different living learning communities, as well as a lot of opportunities for students to live on campus. University of Utah does not have a live-on requirement their first year, but we do recommend it, as on-campus students tend to have higher grade point averages than students who don't live on campus. And in addition to all of that, in order to get a piece of this action, we encourage you to apply by going to our website or common-app.org. Our priority deadline for fall 2022 is December 1. As long as you apply by December 1, you'll be officially considered for scholarships, as well as hear about an admissions decision as early as January 15th of your senior year. We are also going to be test optional for the fall 2022 semester. So keep that in mind as you're applying. In addition to that, University of Utah offers a lot of aid and scholarships, over $98 million worth of scholarships and grants. In addition to the merit-based scholarships that you'll be automatically considered for, we also have departmental scholarships, and we're also the second easiest state in the country to become a resident. The basic requirements include being physically present in the state for 12 continuous months. You can live on campus and attend school full-time. You need to prove financial independence, and all that means is your parents not claiming you on their income taxes for the previous year, as well as establishing domiciliary ties, getting a Utah driver's license, registering to vote in the state. So after your first year of school, after paying closer to $30,000 for an entire year for tuition and fees, you're going to pay closer to $9,000 a year for tuition and fees. And these are high estimated costs of attendance, as you can see here. So once you become a resident, you'll be paying closer to $21,000 for the entire year for tuition, fees, room, and board, rather than the $41,000 for the entire year. So incentive there, and this is sticker price without any scholarships or financial aid being applied toward your overall balance. Lastly, while we're not having any on-campus tours at the moment, just due to the pandemic, you can sign up for one of our virtual events. Those are found at admissions.utah.edu/virtual-events. And if you have any additional questions after today, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I do get to cover this area of the country, so please reach out if you have any additional questions, and thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, University of Utah. I'm going to turn it over now to Vermont Technical College, whenever you are ready.
Perfect. Can hold on, sharing my screen would be ideal here, huh? All right, perfect. Everybody can see that?
Looks good.
All right, wonderful, awesome. So I'm Savannah Simons. I'm an assistant director of admissions at Vermont Technical College. We are up in Vermont. If anybody hasn't visited Vermont, I do suggest it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I swear it looks like this all the time, right? So we do have two different main campuses. The first one is in Randolph Center, which is right in the center of the state here. You can see that. It's our original campus. It's a little bit more rural. It's the one pictured here. It sits on about 500 acres, and we have about 800 students on that particular campus. There's a dining hall and sports grill. We also have our own ski hill and rope tow and a make your own ski fab lab, which is wonderful. We are also within 30 minutes to the nearest ski resort. And then there's also Killington down in Rutland. Smugs is nearby as well. There's clubs, intramurals, and varsity athletics on this campus. If you want something a little bit more urban, our Williston campus is up near Burlington, Vermont. It's right near Lake Champlain. It's a little bit more tight-knit. I will say that it's a little bit more of a commuter campus. There's still clubs and intramural sports on that campus as well. And if you want to participate in varsity athletics, it's only about an hour distance between the two campuses. So we really are a small college. Our total enrollment's about 1,600. Our average class size is about 15 with a small student to teacher ratio as well. And we have 45 degree programs in various majors that I'll go into a little bit later. So we call ourselves the small college with big outcomes. We do a post-grad survey every year. And for the past 6 or 7 years, we've had a 99% placement rating overall. 1 year it was even 100%, which is wonderful, which means that not only are you going to be getting a great education here, but you're very likely to be able to find a job in your field after you graduate, which is of course very important for people. You can see a list of our our employers at the bottom there. You can visit that website down there as well to view where folks are reporting to work and what their job titles are, and that gets filtered by major as well. So that's really awesome as well. We do have a couple of schools. The first is the School of Engineering and Computing. You can see all the degrees here. We do offer 2-year associate's degrees, 4-year bachelor's, and we do have a master's degree in computer software engineering. They're proud of that one. And then you'll see some certificates there. Those are post-bachelor certificates. So if you or somebody who already has a bachelor's degree, they're really good for just kind of like spicing up your resume, getting a couple different skills, that sort of thing. Nursing and health professions is probably our largest school because nursing is a really big thing here. I do apologize, my cat's playing with a toy. Sorry if you can hear that. We also have dental hygiene, respiratory therapy, which has been a really big career recently with the pandemic going on, radiologic sciences as well. Then our business degrees, applied business management, professional pilot technology also falls under this. If you want to learn how to become a pilot, you'd be at our Williston campus learning how to fly with the Vermont Flight Academy, and it is a blast. Diesel power technology and construction management and auto tech are also in here. And lastly, of course, you can't talk about Vermont without talking about agriculture. We do dairy farm management, forestry, veterinary technology, landscape contracting too as well, which is really, really, really great. We do have our varsity athletics. So we have, of course, we have our soccer teams, basketball, cross country, track and field, esports, and volleyball actually coming soon too. So that's really great. We're affiliated with Yankee Small College and the United States Collegiate Athletic Association. So we are on the Common App. We've gone test optional this year for most majors. I do believe we'll still administer what's called the AccuPlacer to some of like the health majors and stuff. And those, we're rolling admissions for most programs. There was a December 1st deadline for nursing, dental hygiene, radiologic science, and veterinary technology. And we'll open that back up again in September for the fall of 2022. You can visit vtc.edu/apply to learn more about what we need from specific majors because it can differ. I also did not include tuition because it's on our website. It does vary by major, so you can visit vtc.edu/tuition to learn more as well. I just don't want to bombard you with a bunch of numbers there. You can follow us on our various social media platforms and visit us at vtc.edu/events. We do have a couple of virtual tours up there as well as virtual tours of our labs. And you can see about registering for a visit. It depends where you're coming from, but we absolutely are taking visitors on campus at this point. And there are some student projects there as well on that link at the bottom. And my contact admission is, contact information is there at the bottom as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Vermont Technical College. We're going to transition now to Weber International University, whenever you are ready.
Awesome, thank you. Oh no, my Perezi just went down. That's okay. My name's Amanda with Weber International University. Sorry, my Perezi went down, so I'll just go through a couple of things quickly. We are located in Central Florida. I believe we are the smallest school represented on here today. We have just around 800 students. We are located directly in the middle of the state of Florida near Winter Haven and Lakeland and Legoland. So if any of you guys have heard of Legoland up north, I know there's one in New York now. But we are close to Legoland as well as the Orlando International Airport, tongue twister there. And so we do ask for students to fly in and out of the Orlando International Airport for pickups and drop-offs. If you do visit Florida and you happen to make a campus visit, we will reimburse you up to $500 of your flight. So Weber has various majors. We were strictly a business school. We are almost 100 years old. We started in 1927, but about 5 years ago, we added some liberal arts majors. We're the first school in the state of Florida to offer the occupational therapy assistant degree as a bachelor's program. You would automatically get a healthcare administration degree as a minor with that major. We've added women's flag football, men's and women's lacrosse. Our newest is esports. I was just at our esports facility this afternoon. It's fantastic. So if you guys are interested in any of those, we also have a fishing club. We do freshwater fishing here in the state of Florida, as well as we go out of state. Most recently, the team was in Tennessee and Alabama. As And all of these include scholarships. So we're with the NAIA for sports. We stack athletic and merit scholarships. Our application is rolling and free to complete. So you can go to Weber, WEBBER.edu for more information or to schedule a visit. We have various clubs and activities on campus, although we are quite small, and as well as opportunities for you to work on campus. I wish my Perezi wouldn't have shut down because we just added a Starbucks on campus, and we are adding a second grab and go station that will be Chipotle-like for the students, because otherwise we are nestled on the shores of Crooked Lake. So we do have a white beachfront, and we are sandwiched between the lake and the orange groves. So not a lot of trouble you can get into here. So if you guys are looking for a smaller institution, we do not have in-state and out-of-state tuition. It's all the same. But again, we do award academic and merit scholarships for Weber International University. So depending on what your major is, and if you guys are at a smaller school, we may be a great fit for you, especially if you'd like to continue your college education as an athlete. About 90% of our students are student athletes. So we have quite a few, we have a great opportunity for you to grow as an athlete. And we have strength and conditioning coaches for each of our specific teams, so you're well taken care of. Our job here at Weber is to make sure that you have a quality education, get the degree that you are seeking. 90% of our students graduate with a job, full-time in their career path of choice. And then the rest have gone on to graduate school. So criminal justice management and sport business management are two of our most popular majors. And they all will go on to law school for being a sport agent or into a police academy to be on active duty as a sheriff's deputy or police officer. So again, Weber International University is located in Central Florida, and we would love to hear from you guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to go to the Q&A, or you can reach out to us on our website.
Great. Well, thank you so much for the expertise you were able to give us there, even with tech fail. We appreciate you filling us in on that important information for Weber International University. We are now going to transition to Wesleyan University. I want to remind everyone that our Q&A is open, so feel free to get those questions in. But whenever you're ready, Wesleyan.
Sure. I'm also having trouble with screen sharing. I don't know if I can do it here. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to rely on it anyway. Hello, everyone. My name is Aiden Nguyen. I'm coming to you from Wesleyan University. I'm also an alum of Wesleyan University. Class of 2018. A few things that you should know right off the bat. Wesleyan University is a liberal arts university, which is a little bit unique, something that you probably won't find for a lot of typical New England liberal arts schools. The fact that we are a true university adopting a very liberal arts curriculum, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But some basics, we're located in Middletown, Connecticut, which is aptly named right in the middle of the state, about a 2-hour drive from Boston, 2-hour drive from New York City. We're a school of about 3,000 undergraduates and 300 graduate students. So you'll notice that that's a pretty high ratio. Most of our students are undergraduates, and I'll talk about how that plays into research in a moment. Most importantly, when I talk about liberal arts, the one thing that I want to mention is Wesleyan adopts what we call the open curriculum. And that is that at Wesleyan, there are only 2 requirements to graduate. The first is that you complete at least one major. And I say at least because over 50% of our students complete more than one major or add a minor or a certificate in addition to their major. That's one requirement. And the other requirement is a certain number of credits. Beyond that, we don't have any distribution requirements, nothing that you must take in order to graduate. And I want to highlight that the open curriculum is central to the Wesleyan experience. It allows you to figure out what piques your interest the most, what you want to study, and run from there. Students will declare their majors in the spring of their sophomore year, their 4th semester. So that gives you plenty of time to sort of think about, what do I want to study? You can take classes in multiple different departments and sort of think about what is going to be make the most use of my time at Wesleyan. I'll share briefly that when I came into Wes, I thought I was going to be go pre-med and take that route. And I realized really quickly that those hard sciences weren't for me. Point being, I had plenty of time to sort of backtrack and take classes outside of the sciences. I think that's really important to know. Another point about the open curriculum that I think is really important is that you'll never be in a class that you don't want to take. You'll also never be in class with students who don't want to be there. And that, and combined with our 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which is exceptionally small, allows for plenty of student faculty interaction. You can work directly with them on their research. And I want to talk briefly about research, just that it is central to the Wesleyan experience. About 50% of Wesleyan students will partake in research of some kind, whether that's a senior thesis or doing work in one of the science labs on campus. And it is totally open for all class years. It's not solely for upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors. Any and all class years can participate. And that's crucial because it allows for freshmen, sophomores to get their hand in research in psychology, astronomy, chemistry, microbiology as soon as they get to campus. And the open curriculum really allows you time to think about, does that subject, does research really pique my interest? Is that something that I want to pursue? And so that's what I mean at the start when I said that Wesleyan is unique and that we're a liberal arts university. That's really what I meant. The other thing about Wesleyan that I think is a bit unique, and you'll find this at other liberal arts schools as well, is that we are 100% residential campus. The thing that makes Wesleyan so unique for me is the community on campus of faculty, staff, and students. And we help cultivate that community by having everybody live there. You will not live in a dorm all 4 years. In fact, you maybe will only live in a dorm first year, but then sophomores, juniors, and seniors can live in community-based housing, apartments, and houses for seniors that range from 2 to 6 people. And you choose with whom you want to live. And that helps create this really robust on-campus community. In terms of student life, Wesleyan has 30 varsity athletic teams, 60 club and intramural sports teams, over 300 fully funded student-run clubs and organizations that run the gamut from student identity and affinity groups to interest groups to student publications. We have a radio station on campus. Plenty of students choose to work jobs while they're here. It really allows you a lot of freedom to sort of be involved. And most students, when they come to campus, will think, oh, I'll take my 4 classes this semester and I'll try out a club, maybe I'll audition for a play or something. And they end up doing 5 or 6 of those things. And that's sort of central to our experience. Talk briefly about career outcomes and what students get out of a liberal arts education, because I think that's central. A lot of times people talk about liberal arts sort of abstractly. And if I was sharing my screen, I'd show you a career breakdown, but students have a really easy time finding jobs, internships, and jobs and post-grad education through our Gordon Career Center, which I think is Wesleyan's most valuable resource. You'll have a career counselor from day one when you get to campus who will work with you to sort of think about, what do you want to do with your time at Wesleyan, help you find jobs and internships during the summer and post-grad, maybe if you want to work a job on campus, all of that sort of thing. And so I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention really briefly the Career Center. Last thing that I want to talk about is sort of how we approach admission. Wesleyan has 3 rounds of admission: early decision 1 with the deadline in November, and then early decision 2 and regular decision both have deadlines of January 1st. We do take about half of our incoming first-year class from early decision, both 1 and 2 combined. And there's statistics on our website that can sort of elucidate what those admission rates are. I think it's important for you all to know primarily that we don't view early decision applicants in any different light in terms of financial aid as that we do for regular decision applicants. Paramount for you all, Wesleyan is test optional. We've been test optional for about 7 years now, since 2014, and we'll continue to be test optional. In fact, this year we read in light of the pandemic, we read test blind, which meant that even if you submitted testing, we didn't even look at it. The acceptance rate for students who submit testing is actually a couple of percentage points higher than those for students who do not submit testing is a couple of percentage points higher than those who do. And last bit that I'll mention is about financial aid. About 50% of Wesleyan students are on financial aid. Wesleyan only offers need-based financial aid. We don't have merit scholarships or athletic scholarships. We are Division III, and we do pledge to meet 100% of demonstrated financial aid. So whatever you and your family need to make Wesleyan affordable, we'll provide for you in grant-based funding. So just to wrap up, the key points that I think are the most important about Wesleyan to distinguish it from other liberal arts schools is our on-campus housing, the fact that we guarantee housing and have 100% of undergraduates live there, all learning through an open curriculum, and that we combine research in our liberal arts curriculum on a daily basis. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly or use the Q&A. Thank you so much.
Great. Well, thank you, Wesleyan University, and thanks again for your ability to roll with the tech issues as well. Very impressive. We are going to hear now from Western Colorado University. Take it away when you're ready.
Perfect. Hello, everybody. My name is Alejandro. Yes, that's a little difference. I do not have two first names or last names. I go by Alex, though. Nice and easy. But I'm the Regional Director of Recruitment and alum of Western Colorado University, a four-year public liberal arts institution that's located at the heart of the Rocky Mountain in Gunnison, Colorado. So we're located about 4.5 hours southwest of Denver. Just to get a little bit of perspective, like I said, we're about 4 hours southwest of Denver. There's a lot of things to do. We're a small university, so Gunnison is about 9,000 people, and that includes Western student enrollment of 3,000 students. So we have roughly about 26 undergraduate students, 400 graduate students. But even though it's a small community, there's a lot of things to do, and there's a lot of things to do, and there's something for everybody. We have Crested View, which Crested View is about 30 minutes north of town. Crested View is kind of like a place where students can go and ski and snowboard. They can go mountain biking, hiking, and the colors in the fall are gorgeous. We also have Hartmans, which Hartmans is about 5 miles south of town. It's the largest outdoor recreational area in Colorado. It's over 8,000 acres, and that's where a lot of your outdoor activities will take place. So mountain biking, hiking, rock climbing. There's over 150 camping sites. There's a lot of things to do. It's a popular hangout spot for a lot of the students at Western. And then we also have Blue Mesa, which Blue Mesa is about 10 miles west of town. It's the largest body of water in Colorado, so 20 miles long, and that's where your water activities will most likely take place. So boating, paddleboarding, fishing, ice fishing, or you can have a nice barbecue and nice carne asada in a hot summer evening, especially in the summer. Golly, hits the spot. So it's in a very outdoorsy place, I would say, kind of like your Colorado adventure. Like I said, there's always something going on, not just off campus, but also on campus. We have over 50 clubs and organizations. Those are student-led clubs that students want to see happen, and all they did to make it happen was just propose that via student government, and then student government will fund that club. So student government allocates over $350,000 in all the clubs at Western, so there's always something going on. Like I mentioned, we have academic clubs we run in conjunction with an academic program. Like your psychology, sociology club, and then you have your passion interest club, which is self-explanatory. Now, like I said, we are a four-year public liberal arts institution. We offer over 100 areas of studies. We are surrounded by 1.7 million acres of public land. So anything with outdoors, I would say that's our bread and butter. Now, some of the top majors on our campus will be business, biology, MBS, environmental sustainability, recreational education. We also just added a computer science and mechanical engineering school. It is a partnership we have with the University of Colorado with CU Boulder, where you can complete a computer science or mechanical engineering degree on our campus. Now, a couple of things too with our education, with our majors. Our average class sizes is 17 students. 84% of the classes are taught by full-time faculty, and 71% of those classes are taught. 71% of those professors have tournament degrees. Now, we are dedicated to your success, so we offer a lot of different resources from disability services to math tutoring center, writing center, and we also have an EPIC mentor program, which is a fairly new program on our campus where any incoming student will be paired with an upperclassman student at Western. That's upperclassman student will help you through your first year at Western, just kind of making sure you're doing well. You need everything, you need all the resources, you have all the resources to excel. Our tuition cost is going to be over $18,000. That's definitely under the national average. 80% of students receive some type of aid, and 100% of them are considered for merit aid. Because of attendance, like I said, we do have merit scholarship, which are upon acceptance, and they go up your GPA. So those scholarships range from $8,000 to $10,000 a year. That's a renewal scholarship. You'll be awarded all 4 years, as long as you maintain the GPA of 2.75. But like I said, those scholarships will definitely take a big chunk of our tuition. Now, you can apply to the Western application or to the common application. We are going to test optionals for fall 2021 and hopefully pass that. But the only thing we'll need is your transcripts. Now, if you do decide to apply to the Western application, there's an application fee of $30. If you contact me or the admissions office, we can give you that promo code to waive the application fee. If you're below any other ranges, One of the things that we recommend is submitting any material that will help support your application. Anything that you submit to us, we'll look at before we place a decision. We are currently hosting in-person visits. We're probably one of few schools in Colorado that are hosting in-person visits. Those visits run Monday through Friday and Saturday upon request. They start with an information session, a campus tour, and then if you want to meet with a coach or a professor of your choice, we can definitely make that arrangement as well. If you can come down for a campus visit, definitely check out our virtual events that we have coming up this spring. You can go to western.edu/recruitment events, and you can see all the events that we have coming up. If you have any questions or if you would just like to learn more about Western, definitely reach out to me or reach out to the admissions office and we'll be happy to provide you more information. But thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, and thank you, Western Colorado University. We are going to have our final presentation of today's event, and we're going to hear from Wheaton College. So whenever you are ready.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, good luck so far with the technology working. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your attention. My name is Jason LaPerriere. I'm an Associate Director of Admission at Wheaton College in Massachusetts. I'm excited to help you all learn a little bit more about Wheaton today. In a nutshell, we are a private, small liberal arts college. We are home to approximately 1,700 students coming to campus from across the country and around the world. Just over 10% of our students are coming to campus from international locations around the world. We're an incredibly undergraduate focused institution with the average class size between 15 and 20 students. Our courses are generally discussion based, seminar style classes. All of our classes are taught by faculty, and 90% of those faculty members have the terminal degree or doctorate in their related field. In terms of location, we're located in Norton, Massachusetts, which is consistently ranked one of the top 10 safest communities in the United States. We're situated right between Boston, Massachusetts, and Providence, Rhode Island, which really gives students the best of both worlds in terms of being able to access two of New England's largest cities through the train station, which is about 10 minutes away from our campus, while also giving them the opportunity to enjoy our beautiful, safe residential campus. Our campus spans about 400 beautiful acres, has a very traditional New England campus feel, including our own pond. In terms of rankings and recognition, we've been placed in the top 50 among national liberal arts colleges by the Times Higher Education Wall Street Journal publication. This is one of my favorite rankings because it really focuses on student satisfaction, not only the satisfaction of our current students on campus, but also graduates to get their insight on how they feel Wheaton prepared them for life after graduation. In terms of aspects that really help to differentiate Wheaton from some other small liberal arts colleges you might be looking at, one is our campus curriculum. It's really unique in that it is almost entirely open, which promotes a high degree of flexibility. Students work very closely with faculty and academic advisors to craft an educational experience that's unique to them instead of simply completing a standardized set of general education requirements. So in terms of the general structure to the curriculum, there are only 3 requirements that all students have to follow and take. The first is an interdisciplinary first-year experience course. The second is that they take a sophomore year experience course, which will be experiential in some way, which might be an internship, could be research, maybe a study abroad experience, but the goal is that it will not be a traditional in-classroom kind of experience. Third and final requirement is that you have a major and complete the requirements for that major. There are a number of optional components you can take advantage of, including honors programs, but also double majoring. With over 100 majors and minors, it really is a popular option for students that don't want to choose between a couple of their favorite topics. Right now, about 25 to 30% of our students double major. And our top majors, top 3, include business, biology, and psychology. Another unique aspect to Wheaton is that we guarantee all of our students a funded internship or research experience by the time they reach their senior year, and that's our Wheaton Edge program. 2 big promises coming through the Wheaton Edge program. The first is that you'll have a meaningful experiential learning opportunity by the time you reach senior year, and also that it'll be paid. If your internship sponsor isn't paying you directly, you'll actually be compensated directly by the college. The average 8-week unpaid summer internship compensated with a $3,000 stipend directly from Wheaton. Ultimately, we don't want students having to choose between an amazing internship and earning potential. Students can take that unpaid opportunity and be compensated for their time through Wheaton. In terms of on-campus life, 96% of our students live on campus, and we guarantee housing for all 4 years. We have 19 residence halls on campus, as well as 16 student-run theme houses, which vary a bit from year to year, depending on student interest. Really allows you to live together with folks of similar interests and also to collaborate on on-campus programming. A range of housing options, singles, doubles, triples, quads, suites, as well as specialty housing, such as wellness housing on campus. Because so many of our students live on campus, they really take advantage of the opportunity to immerse themselves in campus life. We have over 100 clubs and organizations, 21 NCAA Division III athletic teams. About 25% of our students participate in varsity athletics. We're part of the NUMAC conference, New England Women's and Men's Athletic Conference. So we're competing against schools like MIT, Mount Holyoke, Babson, Emerson, just to name a few. Our students do extremely well after graduating, 97% success rate within 6 months. In terms of graduate school placement, it is worth noting that more than half of our graduates will enroll in a graduate program within 5 years of graduating. And also Wheaton is consistently ranked as one of the top student producers of Fulbright scholars in the nation. In terms of the application process to Wheaton, we are a Common App institution and are test optional and have been for over 25 years. And we also offer an optional portfolio submission that allows you to submit materials that you feel better represent your ability to succeed at Wheaton compared to the things that we require you to submit. A range of deadline programs you can take advantage of: early decision, early action, and regular decision. And in terms of financial aid, we offer merit-based aid, need-based financial aid, incredibly generous merit scholarships are available. The vast majority of our accepted students receiving some form of merit scholarship, and those amounts typically range between $30,000 and $45,000 a year, excluding any need-based financial aid that you might qualify for. So go ahead and scan that QR code if you'd like to learn more about Wheaton, a range of visit options you can take advantage of virtually, and some limited on-campus tours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wheaton College. And thank you to all of our presenters here today for helping us learn a little bit more about their programs and institutions. We are now going to move to a very brief Q&A portion where we're going to take advantage of having all of these experts in one place. So the first question that I have for all of our presenters who I'll ask to join me on video is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We're going to kick this off with the University of Utah whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so for me, I would recommend that whatever college campus you're interested in, even if it's a local community college that you have dual enrollment credit from, I would highly recommend, visiting that campus, getting a tour from a current student, because they're going to be able to give you a better perspective of what the student life is now, rather than an alum who's been out of the undergraduate experience for a couple of years now. So that's my biggest piece of advice.
Fantastic, thank you. Vermont Technical College, how about from you?
Mine is to keep your options open. There's definitely plenty of paths to get to where you want to go. So, I mean, I'm sure even among the panelists here, we all probably have different academic backgrounds, and we're all here. So if there's something you're passionate about, explore it. Take an introduction flight, sit with a dental hygienist in their chair, or interview an electrical engineer. Definitely figure out what you want to go, but know that you're not committed to it for life, right?
Yeah, great advice. Thank you. Weber International University, what's your advice?
Thank you. My best advice would be to look at a small school, a middle-sized school, and a large school. And once you visit, whether it's a virtual tour or in person, which more and more in person, if you don't feel like you're left with a hug, it might not be a good fit for you. So you want to feel the most comfortable anywhere that you go. And usually you'll know when you leave a campus, you'll know that that's the right fit for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Wesleyan University.
Totally. I want to echo what all of my colleagues have said for sure. I think for me, coming from a liberal arts school, I think that asking questions is the best thing that you can do for yourself. At a certain point, you'll have to stop asking, what makes me a good applicant, and start asking, what can this school offer me? And so you want to be probe people like me and my colleagues here with questions, ask current students as many questions as you can to get a sense of what their life is like. You can never ask too many questions.
Absolutely. Thank you. Western Colorado University.
Perfect. I agree with all my colleagues as well. One of the big things is that I would recommend is applying to all the schools that you're interested in. Even the ones you're for sure not going to attend, apply to all of them. All you want to have is options. So, and then later on, narrow your options down, top 3, top 5, depending how many schools you apply for. And it's crucial that you visit those schools before you make a decision. You are looking for your next home, you gotta be happy with it. So everything you're passionate, everything you enjoy doing, make sure that school has it.
Great, thank you. And we'll have you close this question for us, Wheaton College.
Wonderful. I would say do whatever you can to make your life easier on the back end, whether it's, creating a fold, like a Google Drive for all of your notes and pictures for campus visits, really make your life easier when you're making your final decisions. The last thing you want to be doing is saying, who had that really nice dining hall, or, where was, who had that, where did I have that really great tour? Take those copious notes, organize it the best you can. You'll be thanking yourself later on down the line.
Great. Well, we're so lucky to hear all of these tips from the experts. So thank you so much. The next question is going to let us get to know a little bit more about each of your campuses. So this question is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And we'll start back at the top with the University of Utah.
Yeah, thank you, Jeannie. So we are part of the Pac-12 conference, and as such, our football team has been the back-to-back Southern Pac-12 region champions and so forth. During our football games, the Mighty Utah Student Section, or the MUS, they do something called the third down jump. And so if you can imagine 6,000 students jumping up and down, to help get a conversion for that third down, get a first down on that. Our students have been known to create seismic activity, legitimate seismic activity from the third down jump. So that's that's my favorite tradition.
And has it turned into conversions?
It helps, yeah.
Okay, great. Vermont Technical College, what's your favorite event or tradition?
So mine's definitely got to be homecoming. We actually just started combining homecoming, parents weekend, and alumni weekend into one major event. So there is a bunch of people on campus. The students, the parents can actually meet with alumni, make those connections, which is always wonderful. There's activities, fair games. We always have a soccer game as well, and track events. There's also a huge free meal, of course, for everyone. We're the Green Knights. So last time we had a giant turkey leg, and you just saw all these people walking around like it was medieval times. It was pretty great.
Sounds great. Free food is always a winner. Weber International University, what's your favorite?
Our favorite tradition on campus is the weekend before graduation, where we have a beach party. So we already have kayaks and paddle boards that students can use, but other students will bring their boats and jet skis, and turns into a big community fest with tubing and skiing on Crooked Lake.
That sounds awesome. Thank you. Wesleyan University.
Mine's definitely reunion and commencement weekend, the days leading up to graduation in May. I mentioned earlier when I was presenting about the sense of community on campus, and I think you'll find that every year when alums come back for their reunion commencement weekend, they bring such joy and passion for Wesleyan, which reflects the student experience. So to be a part of that when I was a student and then in the years following has been really special. I think it's a really great time.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Western Colorado University, how about on your campus?
Oh gosh, my favorite one. I had to copy Savannah from Vermont Technical College, but mine is homecoming as well. I mean, homecoming is just a neat time when all the alums are on campus. We have so many activities, and we also light our W on fire. So it's on our mountain, and a mountain rescue team does it. So they will go up to the mountain, and I think around 10 when it gets pretty dark, they just light the W on fire, and like I said, there's a lot of festivities going on, and there's also the tailgate, and everything happening before the football game. So that's my favorite one for sure. So.
Sounds awesome. All of these answers are making me really looking forward to when we could have these opportunities and events again. We'll have this question closed out by Wheaton College. Go ahead.
So my favorite Wheaton tradition is the Head of the Peacock Regatta, sort of a take on traditional regatta crew races. Students enter in teams and they build rafts and they race around the pond. And so it's just this amazing display. It kicks off spring weekend every year. It's this amazing display of student ingenuity or lack thereof. It's just a whole lot of fun. And the winning boat, the one that actually makes it around without sinking for the full race, takes a victory lap with the college president. So really fun event.
That sounds awesome. All of these events sound so interesting and unique to your individual campus cultures. So thank you for sharing those with us. And thank you so much to everyone who has joined us today. I appreciate that we have our experts here on the panel, but I also appreciate that you joined us, whether you're here live or catching the recording. I am putting in the chat right now a link where you can find all of these recordings. We do have one more session yet this event. So right after this, if you'd like, you can catch one more session, but all of the recordings from all of the events will be available in about a week at strivescan.com/New Jersey. When you close out this event today, you're going to get a very short 4-question survey, and we really appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon.